I'm here at one of my very favourite tracks in the world, Herefordshire Raceway, to do something really silly. Today, we're going to try and break the lap record of this circuit in a 50 horsepower gearbox car, something you've seen us do on this channel before. But this track is a little bit different. It is very, very tight and twisty. It's got massive elevation change, like this tunnel and bridge over here. And we're going to do our best to answer the question, how fast is too fast? Is it possible to have a kart which is simply too quick for the circuit that you're going to try and drive on? Let's go see if we can break the record, and if we do, by how much. The weather's looking okay. It's a cool, dry day, although there are a lot of leaves on the track, with it being autumn out in the countryside here. While we're on that topic, look at this place. Isn't it just beautiful? It is picturesque. Look at the view in the distance here. It's just hills and mountains and woodland and sheep. It's just gorgeous. So anyway, it's going to be even more gorgeous when there's the sound of a KZ engine racing around it. Let's go get that underway. The KZ Kart we'd be using for this video was being lent to me by my good friend Kieran Shanks. As well as being an all-round brilliant kart driver and mechanic, Kieran races these crazy machines, so he was going to be a brilliant resource for helping me learn how to extract the maximum from this kart. The last time I was here was for our north to south video that I filmed with my friend Johnny, but on that day the track was damp, so we're going to go and do a few laps in a rental kart here to give us a bit of a benchmark to show what a normal kart would do on this circuit, and then I'll head out in the fire-breathing KZ gearbox kart. So the lap starts with this slightly banked right-hander. On cold tyres it's a little bit slippery, but that's going to get very, very sticky and grippy once we've got those KZ tyres up to temperature. We've then got a really tight hairpin right, followed by an even tighter hairpin left. I'm going to have to be careful of the barriers here when I'm driving around in that KZ. But this is the key to the track. This big dip under the bridge, which flows into a tight hairpin left over a very steep bridge that has a massive drop-off at the apex on the exit just there. So as you leave the bridge, there's an apex that you have to try and meet. Now we get to the really, really fast turn one, which is going to be much, much faster when we've got about 5 times the horsepower, and the leaves are already starting to clear. My lap time in this kart doesn't matter at all, but it's great for getting myself warmed back up again. So remember, the fastest current times in these karts are around about 33 seconds. So that's definitely the baseline we need to beat, but ideally we're going to try and beat the owner lap record, and that's 29 seconds. Let's see if we can do it. Using the Alfano attached to the Mocadamo kart buddy just to keep track of my lap times. I can see I'm about 1/10 up on this lap, now 2 with the 2 green lights. And now we're 3 or 4 tenths up as we cross the start line. Look at the acorns in the pit lane. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get out in the fast kart. Okay, so Kieran's just doing the final prep to the kart right now, just sorting out the pressures and about to warm the engine up. I'm so excited. This is so cool. This is just one of those random crazy side quests that's just really good fun.
They will be quite skatey to start with.
Yeah.
Just using the tyre warm up stuff.
That engine is so close to your arm. I'm glad I got an elbow protector. So it was time for my first exploratory run around Herefordshire Raceway on stone cold tyres. Okay, so this is nice and sweet, very, very slippery. Wow, the tyres are slippery. Whoa! It's very, very slippery. Whilst we're waiting for the tyres to come up to temperature, let me talk you through how this kart operates. Oh my god, this is going to be sketchy. To change up through the gears, you have to lift off the throttle at exactly the same time you pull on the gear lever. To change down through the gears, you need to push the lever away from you, obviously with no throttle. We're running on very sticky tyres, but they're only sticky once they're warm. We need some tyre temperature. And we also have front brakes, which again are fantastic, but only when they're warm. I have no brake temperature either. And currently, none of those things are warm for me, which is why you saw me go deep into hairpin 1. But as I drive more and more corners and get through more laps, all of the temperatures will rise to their optimum, and my confidence in the kart, as well as our lap times, are going to improve dramatically. Oh my god, this is scary. Here we go then, I'm going to talk you through what was happening live. We've done our first lap there. Obviously very slow, 33 seconds roughly, a good few seconds away from the outright lap record. We are under the rental kart lap record though, so it shows you just how quick this kart is, that we can be that fast even though we're on completely cold tyres. So everything's starting to warm up, still well under the ideal temperatures, but the kart is beginning to work I'm just starting to build a little bit of confidence, and areas like this where I could easily jump off the bridge and maybe go further than I wanted to, I'm getting used to those. And there's quite a big lap time improvement there, so we're down to 31.5. That's well under the current rental kart lap record. It's still a good 2 seconds away from the owner kart lap record. Now what you find with tyres like this is that once they start getting sticky, they ramp up very quickly, and I've got grip now.
Oh my god, the elevation change is sketchy. Once the tyre temperature comes up, we'll be able to go a lot faster through these sections.
So as you can see, I'm now starting to lean on the kart. The grip isn't fully there yet, but look, we've just gone 2 seconds quicker on that lap. So that shows you just how much stickier the tyres are getting, and I can start braking harder and later.
We'll be able to start using second gear here, that's better. Yeah, second's better now we've got some tyre temperature.
Interestingly, I actually changed my mind on that as the sessions went on. I stopped using second gear through that second hairpin because I actually found lap time from just staying in first.
I'm worried about jumping off the bridge.
And I'm right to be worried. The elevation change was massive and my wheels were coming off the floor, so if I'd gone any quicker over the bridge or over the dip into the tunnel, I would have just gone very deep and actually potentially hit the barrier, certainly missed the apex of those corners. So all you can do is try and mitigate that by backing off at just the right time so your tyres stay in contact with the ground as much as possible. And it's kind of slipped by unnoticed, but we just broke the lap record on that last lap, so 29.467. We're going to go a lot quicker though. We're only about 1/10 quicker than the previous lap record, so stick with us here. You're going to see some massive speed improvements in the next runs. And that was another 6/10 faster on that lap.
Okay, getting more of a feel for it. Getting much more of a feel for it now. No idea what the lap times are yet because we don't have our lap timer on. We're running the Micron rather than the Alfano right now, just because we need to know what the temperature of the engine is. We're going to change to the GPS Alfano after this warm-up run.
And we go about 0.5 slower on that lap because I'm talking probably, just to explain what I'm on about there. Basically the kart had a Micron with a temperature sensor attached, which is Kieran's own lap timer there. We needed to leave that on to make sure we weren't overheating the engine on this first run. But once we were confident that the temperatures were fine, we could then change to the Alfano. So that's my own timer, that's got GPS. Herefordshire Raceway doesn't have any magnetic loops, so we weren't picking up any lap times on the kart here at all. We were relying on the lap timing system at Herefordshire Raceway. We have one of their transponders attached.
Right, tyres is gradually coming up to temperature.
You can see we went another 6 or 7 tenths faster on that lap. We're down to a 28.264, so we're now comfortably ahead of the previous lap record. We're a second and a bit ahead, 1.3. So we're now just going to focus on trying to improve. And you heard me just say the tyres are gradually coming up to temperature. They're still not there. And obviously my driving isn't there yet either. I'm still just trying to get used to the car and really get confident to push it even deeper in the braking zones. Went slightly slower on that lap, but you can see we're getting lower as an average. 28 low is now the new benchmark, but there's a lot more to come. So we're nearly finished the warm-up run here, not many laps to go in this one. This wasn't really designed as the lap record run at all. We just kind of beaten it by mistake on this one. But that's quite nice. It means on the following runs we can make some setup adjustments and we can really push to see what the absolute fastest possible lap I can achieve around here, on this day at least, is going to be. Now into the 27s, 27.838, so tyres creeping up to temperature. Again, we're still well away from what we're going to achieve later on though, so keep watching. If you're enjoying this video, please consider liking the video and then subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. If you really like it, you can become a channel member and you'll get videos just like this early, as well as invitations to in-person events like our upcoming kart event at Formula Fast. So check out the links in the description below if you're interested in those things.
Man, this is fun.
I'm clearly enjoying myself here, and we've done our fastest lap, so 27.531. That's where we end the warm-up session. So I'm going to head back into the pits, have a quick debrief with Kieran, see if he's spotted any areas that he thinks I can go quicker or change my technique, and then we'll go out again, slightly tweak setup, and see if we can go even quicker. At this stage, I'm not physically feeling it too badly. My neck's holding up, everything's fine, so I'm quite comfortable to go and push hard again on some more runs. That was me getting warmed up on the circuit, and there is loads more time to come. So Kieran's currently just fitting the Alfano. We know the temperatures are fine now, so we'll have the GPS lap timer fitted this time. And if you'd like your own Alfano, use my special link in the description below and get the best prices at KKC. But on this run, I'm going to know what my lap times are, and I'm going to know whether I'm improving or going slower, depending on how I change the driving. There'll also be fewer leaves on the track, and assuming it doesn't rain at all, we had a few spits earlier on, we should now start to go quicker and quicker. And then we've got the fresher tyres to stick on for the final run. So here we go then, my first proper push run in the KZ. Let's see if we can beat 27.5.
Split in the hairpins, just
Yep.
go in deep and just go
Going deep and try and veer.
just, honestly, just pivot on the spot.
I'll do my best.
And the moment you feel it like go and sort of drop, go.
Okay, I might not be amazing at that to begin with, but I'll keep trying. Okay, here we go then. This is my first proper run. The tyres are cold. So we need to warm the tyres up again and warm the brakes up. So it's going to be sketchy and slippery at first, but once they warm up, let's see if we can beat that 27.5. Now, because I'm a bit more confident at the beginning here, they should warm up quicker than they did before. Fingers crossed.
So with Kieran's advice on board, I'm now going to try and implement that. So let's remember what he said.
I'm just going to move my elbow pad.
His advice was to get it stopped later and get rotated all in one go. So effectively wait to get back on the throttle for longer, so when you get back on the throttle, it's in a straight line. And then you don't have to be so smooth applying the power, and you can commit to it and just let the revs build. And obviously once the revs pick up in this kart, it really does go very quickly. It doesn't like half throttle. So straight away there, we're down to a 29.9. Remember, our first flying lap in the first session was a 32 point something, so we're significantly quicker.
Okay, that's interesting. The cart's pulling to the right under braking because one side of the brakes is cold.
Ah yes, now that was happening a lot in this session because I was pushing harder immediately, I was noticing it.
I need to warm up all the brakes.
And the way to warm up the brakes is just to drive harder, drive faster, brake more firmly in a straight line, and that's how you get the temperature in them.
Oh my god, it's fast through there. I'm so inaccurate.
So I'm talking about how I'm kind of missing the apex at the first corner there. I'm used to going in early and hugging that first corner, but what I found in this kart was it's so fast and you need to get that rotation done. It was ultimately quicker to go in harder and deeper, get the kart rotated and drive more straight out. The consequence of that was really a late apex for turn one. We've done a few laps now, tyre temperature definitely coming up. We're down into the 27, so once again we've got here way faster than we did in the first session. Track's cleaner, tyres are warmer, I'm more confident. I'm locking up the front brakes there, or certainly coming close to it. Now, if you've never driven a kart with front brakes before, the sensation that you get when they begin to lock on the front axle is the steering wheel kind of pulls in the direction of the locked tyre.
Okay, we're half a second off.
And just to finish that point, it really feels like the wheel's being snatched from your hands. It's not a good sensation. We want to avoid locking.
I'm so inaccurate there. Oh my god, under braking, it throws me around.
And you might have seen it just there, the way the steering wheel went left and right under braking. That's just me fighting the front brakes where the wheel's being tugged in either direction. Anyway, we will fix that later. We're going to wind the brake bias backwards. That's something Kieran's going to sort out for me in the pit lane. At the moment, all I can do is just push as hard as possible with this setup. We haven't beaten our previous best lap yet, but we're really close.
I'm locking the front.
You saw it just there again. It was mainly under braking for that first hairpin, and because the track's a little bit bumpy there, it was exaggerating that sensation. So when we move the bias rearward later on, I'd go a lot faster.
More tyre temperature now. That's another new lap record.
We just found 0.6 of a second on that lap, so when you're finding that amount of time, you know there's still a lot more time to come. You don't make big jumps like that when you're fine-tuning and you're right at the limit of the kart. So plenty more lap times for me to find here. Let's see if we can go any quicker than this. Ultimately, we're already quite a lot faster than the original lap record, so we're 2.5 seconds in front at this point. But I want to know just how fast I'm capable of taking this kart around this circuit. A couple of tenths slower on that one, not quite sure where the time was lost there, but we're still pretty quick compared to our earlier laps. So let's just take a look, see if you can spot anywhere where I'm losing time. We're on the apex there, a little bit of a hesitation on throttle on the exit. You could hear the revs kind of jumping. I could have used a bit more track there, could have got a bit closer to the barrier on the inside. I don't want to break this kart, by the way. I don't want to wipe Kieran's kart along the tyre barriers. So what's this lap? Even slower, another tenth slower. So we're kind of 0.3 off of what we have done. That looked better to me. Went a lot wider on the exit of turn one, kept the revs up. That's pretty tidy through here. Pretty much managed to commit to the throttle and stay on it there. We're neat under the bridge. If you carry more speed than that under the bridge, you just miss the apex because you're off the floor. The onboard video doesn't remotely do justice to just how steep these hills are. What's the lap time going to be as we cross the line? A new lap record. Okay, so we found the time. It looked quicker, it was quicker. Same again there. Do you see how I'm really letting the car run out onto the exit curb with the revs high? Just a little bit of opposite lock. And you don't normally want to be sideways, but sometimes there's just no way around it if you want to carry speed. So this looks pretty good to me as well. This looks reasonable. Oh, we bogged down. Okay, we massively bogged down there. So it's not going to be good. We lost a lot of time on the exit, the hairpin before the bridge. Yeah, look, and it really slowed down. Oh, and you can actually hear I'm completely backed off at this point. So if I remember correctly, I was just kind of building back up to do a really fast one. So I'm kind of having a bit of a rest. This is super physical. Once again, I can't really explain just how brutal a kart like this is. First of all, you're driving one-handed most of the time. Second, it's got massive amounts of grip and the G-force is crazy. By the end of the day, I couldn't keep my head up. This will be a slow lap. What was it? 28.469. But this should be a fast one. I think this might be the fastest one of this session. So let's see. Neat under braking. I managed to keep it to the side. We weren't wandering or wobbling. Definitely committed to the throttle there. Tidy under the bridge. You heard it kind of jump and then scrape on the floor. We haven't bogged down over the bridge. Big jump on the exit of the bridge. Really jumped quite a long way there. Fastest lap. Okay, so another new lap record. I do believe that's the fastest. Oh no, I might be wrong. There might be another quicker one in this session. Let's see. Let's see if this one's any faster. It looks pretty tidy. It looks very similar to the last lap. Oh, that looks slightly faster. Did you see the impact there as I landed off the bridge? We were getting the rear wheels off the floor there. And another lap record. Okay, that definitely is the fastest of this session. I didn't go quicker than a 26.4. Let's see if I can keep the pace up though for the next couple of laps. See if we can maintain the kind of mid-26s. But I'm quite happy with this run. We found a significant amount of time. There is more to come, but I'm getting pretty physically tired at this point. This is a non-stop track in a KZ kart like this. You're just always working. The straights are so short. Yeah, mid-26, that's pretty good. It wasn't as quick, but we would have considered that a really good lap earlier on. I'm much neater under braking. But the problem is, I'm having to compensate by not braking as hard, and when you don't brake as hard, that means you have to brake earlier. So I would like the brake bias sorted so I can brake later into that hairpin. Yeah, this all looks reasonably good. Now, that was probably too fast on the exit of the bridge. I think I jumped too far. Yeah, so 26.796 there. But we did break the record, 26.461. Happy with that. Let's head back to the pits, have a brief rest before we go out for one more push run.
Whew. That's physical. That is physical. Okay, we went a bit quicker. There's still more time though. I need to be better at getting on the power, letting the revs pick up and going with it rather than trying to back off a bit and smooth to get back on. I'm like sideways, lift a bit, and then when I get back on it's bogged. The hardest bit is under braking for hairpin 1. It like locks the front, it's very bumpy, so it like locks the fronts a bit on the way in there. And it's like it was pulling to one side or the other at first, but I was just getting used to it.
Tyres have still got some core temperature. I'm a bit tired, but I'll just be brave and push through that. It's still way less physical than lawnmower racing. So target's 26 low. Anything under a 26.4. If we can get in the 25s, then I'll be happy and I'll call it a day. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. Right, so Kieran says warm the brakes up, V the corners off more. We've got more rear bias this time.
Here we go then, one final push to try and lower that record even further. There's not much I can do other than just drive the thing faster. In more technical terms, I'm going to try and go in even later on the brakes, brake even harder, which is something you need to do when you brake later. I'm going to just try and carry more apex speed. I'll do everything in my power to avoid the kart bogging down. When this engine is singing, it is so fast. When it's revving away, it's brilliant. When it bogs down, obviously you lose a lot of time. So we're going to need to work for a few laps just to get the tyre temperature back up. We know that. The kart's been sitting for around 10 minutes cooling down, so we need to get some more tyre temperature, get some brake temperature. The brake bias is now much more optimal. We've wound it back a long way, and you'll notice I fight with the steering a lot less under braking for the tight corners.
Right, target time is a low 26. Hopefully I'm fit enough to do it. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to get the tyre temperature back again.
But despite those cold tyres, look at the first lap time. We're way faster than we have been on the previous 2 runs. So I'm getting up to speed faster. That means the tyres are going to get hotter quicker. It should take less time to get to that optimal tyre temperature. And who knows, we might even get to a higher tyre temperature and have more grip. But all of this depends on me being fit enough to hang on to the kart once we're up to speed. Because I've been through a lot. I was lawnmower racing 2 days before this. My body was pretty tired. I had quite a lot of torn muscles. And I've been driving a KZ Kart for about 40 laps today as well.
I think going deeper into turn 1 might be better.
Unsurprisingly, I agree with myself there. Going deeper into turn 1 was better because it allowed me to carry more speed, get the kart rotated and get back on the power in a straighter line on the exit. So you're going to see me attempt to do that more and more. We're going to kind of forget the first apex at turn 1, which I'd normally hit in the rental karts. We're going to go in further. Look, we're missing that apex, cutting back to this second one, although we weren't particularly clean that time. Lap time's down to 27.0, so decent. 6/10 away though from the fastest we've done so far. But we're going to get there, so don't worry, keep watching. We're going to keep bringing this lap time down. If you've enjoyed this video so far, please give it a like and tell us what you think in the comments below. We've got plenty more videos just like this one at various tracks around the country coming very soon. And now we're down to the 26.8. So we're getting closer, not quite down to lap record pace yet, and we said we wanted low 26s. So just need a few more laps to get the temperature up and just perfect my driving a little bit more as well. This section here really is wild. I don't think most people, even regular KZ Kart drivers, get to experience such crazy elevation change. So it was really cool coming to Herefordshire Raceway. We're going to take this kart to other tracks too, which aren't really suited to it. Ooh, that was close, wasn't it? 26.469. So we are just 8 thousandths away from breaking our own record there. Let's give it another couple of laps, see if we can go any faster. So yeah, this was really quite fun going over this dip here. Obviously your stomach would drop away from you and you're really having to take into account the fact that the tyres weren't in contact with the track here as well, over the lip there. Okay, what's this next lap time going to be? It looked like a reasonable time, lap record. So we're down into the 26.42s. Only 400ths quicker than we went before though. We want tenths quicker than we went before. So stick with it, let's see if we can go any faster than that. I'm getting a little bit fatigued at this point, so my neck muscles will be sore, my arms and legs will also be sore, my core muscles. It's a very, very physical thing. I don't know whether it comes across on the video, but it's quite a brutal machine this. Across the line, slightly slower, 1/10 slower, just under a tenth slower. Still fine though, that's quite a good lap time. We're still increasing the tyre temperature, certainly maintaining it if nothing else. The braking seems to be stable. Have you noticed I've not been swerving around on the brakes at all in this run? And I'm definitely taking more risk with the barriers, in particular the concrete wall under the bridge. So this has looked like a clean lap. This has looked like a fast lap. And we're about to cross the line and find out if it's the fastest lap, and it is. It's a 26.143, so significantly quicker than we've been so far. That's going to have put a little bit more strain on my neck though. The faster you go, the more G you're pulling as an average over the lap, and so I will be hanging on for dear life at this point. Let's see, can we go any quicker? That was certainly tight to the inside of the bridge. We'll see what we're going to do on the exit of the bridge here. Little jump, you see the rear tyre coming off the floor. Nice and clean on the throttle. I lifted a little early that time, and we're a tenth slower. In case it hasn't come through on the video so far, I'm having such a good time. This is ridiculous fun.
The bias change helped.
That's just me confirming that the brake bias alteration we made has had a positive effect, and you can see that, although, just there, I had a very large moment. That could have gone badly wrong if I managed to hit the concrete wall. Just about hung on to that one. I think this is a sign of Brad getting a bit fatigued, a little bit tired. This lap time's going to suck because of that. Look at this time. Yeah, a second slower, over a second slower because of that. And I've decided to call it a day. Look.
My neck's gone.
Yep, I've reached my physical limit in a KZ Kart for the day. That was so much fun, and we did what we came here to do. We got the lap record. But don't leave just yet. Let's watch the fastest lap of all time at Herefordshire Raceway one more time.
I know there's more time, but can't keep my head up. My neck's going like this, so So fun though, so much fun.
I don't know if that was obvious, but my neck has completely gone. I couldn't actually keep it upright on the straights in the end. I know the lap time's there, and I can go quicker, but you can't go quicker when you can't see where you're going. I'd accelerate out of the hairpins, and my neck was completely backwards. So, and bearing in mind, I'm race fit. I'm driving go-karts pretty much every day at the moment. If my neck's going, I think most people's would struggle. We left some rubber down around here. That was quite cool. We've left some LeConte European rubber around Herefordshire Raceway, so if you come for a rental kart session today, it's probably going to be some quite quick lap times. I can actually feel my feet sticking to the floor as I walk through this first corner. So there we have it, lap record by 3.5 seconds. Yeah, 3.5 seconds. So I'm pretty happy with that. Thanks so much to Herefordshire Raceway for having us here. Chris Powell, the owner, is an absolute legend for giving us the track time today. Come and drive Herefordshire Raceway. It's amazing. Such a great independent track. Thanks to 32.5 for those awesome gloves that I've been wearing. You've seen me wearing the Smile to Win version quite a lot over the last few videos. They're just amazing. Owner karts, rental karts, every type of steering wheel. They're brilliant. Get 10% off by using the code USEMOREKERB. Link in the description below, so don't miss out on getting those gloves. There's a Use More Curb version coming soon as well, so watch out for that if you'd like a pair the same as I'm going to be using. Thanks to Mokadamo for the lap timer that we used in the rental kart today. I take it with me everywhere, take it to every track. It's just the most useful thing ever. And to Custom Racewear for the suit that you saw me wearing today, keeping me safe and looking cool in all different kinds of kart. There's plenty more action coming to the channel very, very soon, so don't miss out. Make sure you've got the little bell icon tick so you're notified every time a new video goes live. We've got race events coming soon. There's the final round of GX-UK. We've got the British Indoor Kart Championship Regional Finals. I'm doing that this weekend. You'll be seeing that video pretty soon. Loads more rental karting and owner karting even before the end of the year. Hey, look at this rubber that's been laid down on the exit of the bridge. We did that. We made it rubbery and sticky here. Final couple of things. We've got a channel member karting event coming up really soon. Sign up in the link in the description below. It's nearly full already, so if you miss out on that, we'll be having another one here not long afterwards. So make sure you get your name down on the list so I know to contact you about future events. Channel members get loads of perks, and one of them is invitations to live events like this, as well as getting the videos earlier than everyone else. If you'd like to be the first to learn about affordable and amazing karting events happening around the world, sign up to the MORE KERB newsletter. Again, like everything else, link is in the description below. Thanks to Team MORE KERB for watching to the very end of the video. You've been absolute legends. Herefordshire Raceway has been awesome. I'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.